Hello, welcome again to Business Immigration Online. This presentation is about the R visa for religious workers. Who are religious worker? We have two main types of religious worker covered by this visa. One is ministers and the other one is religious occupation and vocation. The minister is what we think of when we think of the word minister, pretty much is those figures in a religious order who are authorized to conduct ceremonies, to perform worship, and fill up other duties of clergy like hearing confessions and so on. Religious occupation, which is in the second group, is for those professional occupations that are done in the religious context. A typical one is, for example, a teacher of the scriptures, or someone who's a professional writer of books of the denomination, and so on. Um, it should not be someone who's primarily administrative, or someone who's primarily or solely coming to study the religion. This is not what this category is looking at. Um, the other group is religious vocation. Speaks to those who are committed by way of oath or other solemnity to a religious way of life, like nuns or monks. Those who belong to the second group, meaning religious occupation or vocation, must have been member of the denomination for 2 years immediately preceding the petition in order to qualify as beneficiaries. So one cannot just join the denomination because they see the open position in the United States and decide that they want to take it, obviously. What is a religious denomination? A religious denomination for this visa, of course, includes within its boundaries the large organized religions that we all familiar with, but in more general terms, it includes any community of believers that are governed by um, common um, common governing body and has one or more of the common worship, common doctrine, common services, or a shrine or a place where they or a temple where they like to where they all go to worship. If those particular items do not apply, similar indications can be used in order to establish that a certain group is indeed a religious denomination. Now, special characteristic of the petitioner for this type of visa. The employer must be a 501c3 organization, meaning it's a non-for-profit that serves a public purpose and allowed to give donors tax deduction. This is an absolute requirement for this type of visa. In order to qualify a beneficiary, the organization in the United States must file a petition with USCIS. In the past, it was possible to go straight to the consulate. That is for quite a while now no longer an option. Um, USCIS, because of rampant fraud in this category for many years, requires its unit that does site visit to go and check that the place really exists and that there's really a position there and that there's really a bona fide petition and not some kind of fraudulent activity. It's funny, but it was really terrible within this religious environment because there was a lot of fraud in this category. Petition can be up to 30 months, 2.5 years. It can be extended up to a total of 5 years. Time abroad can be recaptured, like we saw with the H-1B and L-1. Um, there is no requirement for LCA, but there has to be a statement about the remuneration that explain what the person is going to get. Um, and if the person ceases to work, disappears, fired, whatever it is, the petitioner has an obligation to notify immigration within 2 weeks um, as part of their obligation under the visa to avoid violation. They want to make sure that really people are who come on this visa actually do what they said they're supposed to be doing. The beneficiary, as we said, must be a member of the denomination for 2 years immediately before petition. Um, Employee beneficiary of this visa might be a part-time, but not less than 20 hours a week. Um, and they may not engage in any other line of work, but they might serve two or more location for the same religious order. So they can be, for example, a minister for Church A and Church B that belong to the same denomination, both of them, for a certain amount of hours a week. Remuneration under this visa doesn't have to be in money. It can be in other means like a place to stay, like food, sustenance, and so on, because this is the common thing in these situations.